Now, let us study basics of real astronomy. As I mentioned to you earlier, the stars will rise in the east and will set in the west. So, for example, if I speed up the whole process, you will be able to see the star setting in the west. Okay. Now, another interesting thing which you will see is there are some moving things here. Can you see this? This is basically an artificial satellite. This particular software also takes into account the artificial satellites also. Now, the interesting thing for that as artificial satellite is that one, its position seems to be changing very, very fast, but you will notice that the magnitude of the magnitude of the star also seems to be fluctuating very much. Can you guess why it is so? Okay. It is pretty interesting for you to think about. Anyway, our aim is not that in this particular lecture. So what we'll do is we will come back to finding out the positions of the stars. So if you notice, stars are setting and rising in setting in the west and rising in the east. So that means we have to have a unique way of finding out the positions of the star. Or suppose you discovered a new star, how will you convey that particular star's position to another person who's sitting in USA right now? For that, we use the equatorial coordinate system, but unlike calling things as latitude and longitude, we use two other terms. One is called as right ascension, the other one is called as the declination, which very often is represented out here as RA and dec. I don't know whether you're able to see it, right ascension and declination. Okay. Now, right ascension correspond to our longitudes and declination corresponds to our latitudes. So declination is much more easier to understand. For example, we are facing west now. That means to the right of us it will be north and to the left of us it will be south. So if you look at the declination of the stars, okay, for example, Procyon right now has got a declination of plus 5 degrees, 13 minutes and 8.7 seconds. Whereas if you see Castor, these are constellations in stars in Gemini, Castor, you will see that the declination has become plus 31, 53 minutes and 13.9 seconds. If I go to a star even more north, you will see that the declination of that star will be even higher. Okay? So any star which is lying to the north of the equator will always have positive declination. Now let's look at the star which is lying to the south. Let's click here and see. And if you click it here, you will see that they will all have a negative sign in front of them. So this particular star has got minus 24 degrees, 18 minutes and 14.8 seconds. So this is in the traditional degrees, minutes and seconds. Okay. So if I go to the pole star, what is your guess? What will be its declination? So you will see that the declination of the Polaris will be very close to 90 degrees. You can see it here. It is plus 89 degrees, 15 minutes and 51.4 seconds. Same way, if I go to the southern constellations, let's look at something which is very close to the South Pole, southern direction. So we'll check out this Southern Cross here and click on Mimosa you will see that the declination is very close to minus 59 degrees 41 minutes. Now, even though this is marked as South Pole, why isn't we are getting the declination to be minus 59? It's only minus 59 degrees. That is because of the longitude of Bangalore. Bangalore is roughly about, let's look at that very carefully. Okay. The easy way of finding out that is, you look at the declination of the Polaris. Okay. Polaris is having a declination of 89 degrees 15 minutes. Now this is the horizon. Can you see this? So if I click here somewhere, you will see that the declination is 78 degrees, or let's take it as a star very close to the horizon. Let's take this one as a I'm not able to click it. Let's take so let's take this star. Okay, so the declination of that star is basically 77 degrees 34 minutes and 60.2 seconds. Now find out the difference in declination between this point and this point, that is Polaris. Okay, so let's do that calculation right now. It is 77 degrees and degrees 34 minutes and 16.2 seconds. Okay, minus, I'll take Polaris's declination, that is about 89 degrees 15 minutes and 51.4 seconds. Okay, so I goofed up somewhere. Let's check it out once again. So that is roughly coming out to be 11 degrees 41 minutes. Okay, roughly. So if you look at the actual data of Bangalore, you will see that the latitude of Bangalore is about 12 degrees. I don't know whether you are able to see that. The latitude of Bangalore is roughly about 12 degrees and 12.5 degrees or so, which is very close to the value which we have calculated. Okay, so that is the reason why, very interestingly, the ancient seafarers used to measure the altitude of the Polaris, that is the height from the horizon to the Polaris. The height from the horizon to the Polaris is to be called as the latitude of the place. You should actually measure it and see. In our case, we have made a rough calculation by looking at the Polaris's declination as well as a star which is very, very close to the horizon. In our case, because of the trees and things like that, we are not able to see the horizon exactly. But even without seeing the horizon exactly, you are able to get the value to be roughly about 11 degrees and 41 minutes, which is close to 12 degrees, which is the exact value of the latitude of Bangalore. So you have learned one very important calculation right now, that is altitude of Polaris is basically equal to the latitude of the place. Now, as a homework, I would like you to prove it exactly. That is, altitude of Polaris is equal to latitude of the place. Okay. Now, let's put on the equatorial system. You can see the equatorial system now, and I told you that the equatorial system is nothing but the projection of Earth's longitude and latitude onto the celestial sphere, right? Now, On Earth, the longitudes always have a starting point, which we call it as the Greenwich meridian. So Greenwich meridian corresponds to 0 longitude. India is lying to the east of Greenwich, hence we will say the longitude is plus 73.5 degrees or so. Okay, but in the sky there is no Greenwich. So what is the reference point we take for celestial objects? So the object which we take, or the position we take, is basically going to be called as the first point of Aries. Now I told you about first point of Aries. So to see the first point of Aries, we will remove the Earth now, and you will also see remove the equator, so that the equatorial coordinate system, so that we can easily see where they are intersecting. So you can see it is intersecting here. Let's verify whether it is the first point of Aries. So I told you in the previous lecture, the first point of Aries is now lying in the Isis constellation. So let's put the names of the constellations. Okay, first we'll put the artwork, and you can see that this point is actually the first point of Aries, which is lying in the Fish constellation of Pisces. Okay, so let's move it, center it to that place now, so that you can easily understand that place. So let's center it here. Okay, now this is our equator. Sorry, I am putting it in this way because you have to understand which is the north and which is the, so if you notice, if I click here, you'll see that declination is plus. If I click here, the declination is minus. So that means this side is north, this side is south of the first point of Aries, right? Now, if you notice one thing, the right ascension is measured from this point as the reference. Okay, the first point of Aries as the reference point. Now let's click on some of the stars which are lying very close to the equator, and then try to find out what is the RA values of them. See, for example, if I click here, you will see that the RA value is 0 hours, 52 minutes and 45 seconds or so. Okay, whereas the RA value of this one, this star, the right ascension value of this particular star, you will see that it is basically 1 hour and 24 minutes. If I go to another star which is slightly more higher up, okay, so please remember this side is north, this side is south. So that means if I go downward, it is going westward. If I am going in this direction, I am going towards the eastern direction. Okay, so as I am going to higher and higher altitude, I am actually going more and more eastward, right? So you will see that this is the first point of Aries. From first point of Aries, as you go to higher and higher altitudes, that is, if I move towards eastward, the RA values are keeping on increasing, right? Can you see that? If I'll just lower it a bit more, let's look at some more stars which are very close to the equator. So if I click here, you will again see that the hour angle has become, the right ascension angle has become 3 hours and 2 minutes. So as you go more and more towards eastward, the hour angle is keeping on increasing. So when you complete one complete circle and come back to this point, the first point of Aries, for example, if you look at this particular star, you will see that hour angle is closer to 23 hours. Okay, so first point of Aries will exactly correspond to 0 hour. Then you will have hours increasing in this direction. and it reaches the maximum here. And again, when you come back to this point, you'll see that the hour angle is, if I had a star very close to it, could have clicked on it. Let's look at that star, something maybe very close to it. So you will see that it is very close to 24 hours. Can you see that? 23 hours and 54 minutes. Now, why is this right ascension measured in hours, minutes and seconds? These hours, minutes and seconds are basically measurement of time, right? So right ascension is usually measured in units of time. Why is it so? That's a question which you have to ask now. The reason for that is Earth rotates about its own axis in 24 hours, right? So that means if I put this one as 0 hour, in 24 hours you will come back to the same point once again, right? You are going in this direction. Because why am I going in this direction? Because as I speed up, you see that the sky is going downward. It will go in the downward direction. So I'll just speed it out a bit. So just to make sure that people are able to understand that. So you can see that the sky is moving downward because Earth is rotating from west to east. Again, I'm stressing this point. We are facing the west. Okay, we are facing the west. Right side is your north side, left side is your south side, and upward direction is the way to go towards east. Okay, and downward direction is basically to the west. So let me just stop the rotation of the Earth faster, and then I'll bring it back to the present position. Now, the important takeaway from here is the right ascension is measured from the first point of Aries in the eastward direction, and as you go eastward direction, the hour angle will keep on increasing, and by the time it comes back to this point, hour angle becomes 24 hours once again. Okay, and in every hour, what is the angle through which Earth is going to rotate? This is a very important thing you should understand. Every hour, how much is the angle through which Earth is going to rotate? You will see that if you are exactly on the equator, if you are standing exactly on equator, then your equator will be this equatorial line. The celestial equator will be from top to bottom along a straight line. Okay, so if you are standing bang on the equator, you will see that the equatorial line is lying like this, exactly like this. Then you will see that every hour the Earth rotates through an angle of 15 degrees. Okay, why? You are covering 360 degrees in 24 hours. So 360 divided by 24, that will be equal to 15 degrees per hour. So Earth rotates 15 degrees per hour. Okay, is that absolutely clear? I hope all of you have understood these points. The important takeaway from this lecture is: 1. First point of Aries is our reference point for measuring right ascension, and you measure the right ascension in the eastward direction, and Earth rotates 15 degrees every 1 hour, and declination is also measured from the equator. Equator is going to be the reference circle. Anything which is going towards north will be positive, anything which is going towards the south will be negative, and positive, the declination is also measured in degrees, minutes and seconds, just like any other angle. So I will pause here. If you have